Hello everyone. Today we will be going to study about a very important topic that's related to industrial biotechnology. And specifically when we talk about industrial biotechnology, the first point which comes into our mind is a bioreactor. So right now we'll be going to study the basics of a bioreactor. So friends, what is a bioreactor? Like in a biotechnology, we are doing regular experiments which are on a lab level. That's at a very small level, which we can say it's a pilot scale. So, how comes the importance of bioreactor with that perspective in biotechnology? When we are doing any research work, like we are developing some recombinant proteins, we are doing some production of a specific drug or a specific vaccine, or if we are doing production of any food, if we are producing fermented juice, fermented products, or anything like that. So, bioreactor plays a crucial role. So, briefly, we can say the development of a product, we can say a secondary product from a small level, that's a lab level to a large level. The bioreactor comes and plays an important role in that. So, we can say bioreactor is a very large vessel which could be of 1000 liters or more than thousands of liters, in which product is being produced by using a small amount of bacterial culture, or we can say even a fungal culture used as an inoculum, and which is secondarily provided a medium in which the inoculum regrows itself, increases in numbers, and also start producing the secondary metabolite or the other metabolites which it can produce. So, talking specifically about bioreactors, it is being classified into a straight tank, or it's sparger type. Sparger. So first, we'll be discussing about a straight tank bioreactor. A straight tank bioreactor, as the name suggests, it's a basic form of a bioreactor in which there is a small vessel, a small no, I mean a big vessel, having a curved base. Okay, it could be of any steel like metal, or even specifically mostly steel is being used. It's curved from the base. A motor is there. A motor is there at the center. It is half covered like this. The motor is having a shaft, and within this shaft, blades and impellers, we can say, opposite. Okay, so as you can see, impellers mainly performs the critical and the important role of a thorough mixing of the solution, the medium, and the bacterial culture also. Beyond this, there is an important a sheet covering is present. Outermost sheet is present on both the sides, or you can say overall covering the whole instrument, you can say, and it performs an important role of temperature regulating. Like this is the sheet is having a space between that, and we can supply a coolant or water which is circulated throughout it. If we want to increase the temperature, we can pass out hot water throughout the vessel, throughout the outer surface of the vessel, and if we want to reduce the temperature, a coolant or water with a cold temperature is passed throughout these sheets. Next, there is a small initial pore for passing of steam. on one side. Also there is you can say a temperature T controller, that's a specific thermometer which is a probe is connected. The probe is almost half, more than half dip within to the solution. On the other side, similarly, a pH meter, or you can say a pH probe, it is connected. Likewise, the thermometer regulates the temperature of the whole process. The pH meter regulates the pH. So it plays an important role, since you know when we talk about bioreactor, it is dealing with biochemical reactions, biochemical cultures, and temperature plays a very crucial role in growth of both of the fungus cultures or even the bacterial cultures, and also the temperature has a great role in the metabolites produced by it. If the temperature is quite increased more than the significant level, then also it is very harmful to the product also and the culture which we are growing. Same lies with the pH. If the pH variations, pH alterations are comparatively more than the limits, then also the culture will be damaged. Okay, so the pH and temperature plays a crucial role. Now we can say there is also an outlet. The outlet lies almost near to the bottom. So whenever the culture is produced, the biochemical reaction is initiated, the whole reaction proceeds. Definitely we are getting some metabolites which are taken out with the help of an outlet. The important thing is about the impellers. Friends, you know, whenever a biochemical reaction occurs, there is a production of ATP, NADP, and lots of the primary metabolites, secondary metabolites, gases are evolved. So, to prevent the foaming process, we can say foams, which occurs due to the regular occurring biochemical reaction on the top surfaces. So, these impellers help in breaking up the foam on the top surfaces, which if it is not done, this foam will ultimately leads to the formation of a layer which stops the gaseous transfer, and the surface the surface is being stopped to stop, and no gaseous transfer occurs, which could reduce the rate of the reaction also. So this portion helps in breaking of the foam. The later one, the down portion, the impellers rotates, and it helps in the regular and uniform mixing of whatever the process is being done in this. So we can clearly see that this is the basic bioreactor, which is the sterile type, and it is one of the most commonly used bioreactor in most of the biochemical process in biochemical industries, which we can say either in the ethanol production, you can say any fruit juices production, and the basic fermentation. Now we move to the Sparger process. Like to the sterile waste, the Spargers, it is quite similar to the previous one, but there is some rod type structure which is present throughout the surface, and specifically which comes from the bottom, and all these things are similar. Like we are having a temperature regulator, we are having a pH regulator, we are having a sheet to control the temperature, we are having an inlet for steam and outlet. In this process, beyond that, like that in the previous one, we are using the regular mixing of through the rotation movement of the impellers. But in this, air or any specific gas is passed, and through holes, there are some tiny holes within these shafts and rods, which comes out, the air comes out, and it performs a specific uniform mixing of whatever the solution, the the biochemical process, we definitely get a specific product, which could be a biomolecule, which could be a culture mix, metabolites, and other wastes. So completing, performing the whole of the biochemical process, it doesn't mean that we are ready for utilizing the whatever the metabolite is produced. Beyond this, whenever a product is being produced, there are a lot of waste. There are dead cells, cell debris, and other lot of things within that bioreactor. So it becomes quite important for us. The separation process is very essential to separate out whatever the wastes are present. So purification is done, testing is done, and after this, testing could be a biochemical testing, or it could be microbial testing, and beyond this, before this, important thing, separation is done. Separation could involve the quantitative testing processes like centrifugation could be done. So by doing this, we can separate out the desired molecules from the non-desired ones. So friends, all these processes, the last one which we discussed, this purification comes under downstream processing. So as the word suggests, downstream processing is the separation out of the whatever the metabolites, whatever the products, whatever the drug, whatever the food item which we are getting after a biochemical or a reaction in a bioreactor. So I hope you will get this